104 Stoic Meditations from Idios, your private Stoic. All things are parts of one single system, which is called nature. The individual life is good when it is in harmony with nature. As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters. Curb your desire. Don't set your heart on so many things and you will get what you need. Death smiles at us all. All a man can do is smile back. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. At the touch of love, everyone becomes a poet. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. A wise person is one who knows what they do not know. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. All human actions have one or more of these 7 causes: chance, nature, compulsion, habit, reason, passion, and desire. Virtue is not left to stand alone. He who practices it will have neighbors. Courage is knowing what not to fear. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. Do not waste what remains of your life in speculating about your neighbors, unless with a view to some mutual benefit. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. What is quite unlooked for is more crushing in its effect, and unexpectedness adds to the weight of a disaster. For what is the use of a house if it does not keep out cold, nor shield from wind, nor secure from heat? What advantage can it afford in the way of living if it lacks warmth or fails to protect us? Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. The wise man does not lay up his own treasures. The more he gives to others, the more he has for his own. It does not matter how tall you are, but how well you stand tall. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire. Wheresoever you go, go with all your heart. What man is so deaf or so blind as not to understand that life is one and the same for all? No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river, and he's not the same man. We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. Wise men speak because they have something to say, fools because they have to say something. The wise man will live as long as he ought, not as long as he can. Don't just say you have read books. Show that through them you have learned to think better, to be a more discriminating and reflective person. God is the universal substance in existing things. He comprises all things. He is the fountain of all being. In him exists everything that is. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. All cruelty springs from weakness. Don't seek for everything to happen as you wish it would, but rather wish that everything happens as it actually will. Then our life will flow well. He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe. He who is brave is free. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human existence. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. If one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable. If anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses about what is said of you, but answer, "He was ignorant of my other faults, else he would not have mentioned these alone." It is the duty of the philosopher to show that it is possible to take a rational view of things, even in the midst of great tribulations, to remain calm and not to be disturbed by them. There is no enjoying the possession of anything valuable unless one has someone to share it with. No man is free who is not master of himself. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. The things you think about determine the quality of your mind. Your soul takes on the color of your thoughts. One who neglects his own well-being is necessarily also neglecting the well-being of those under his care. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. It does not matter what you bear, but how you bear it. It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. Is there anyone who would not rather be loved for his own sake than for the sake of something else? The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. It does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. It is not death or pain that is to be dreaded, but the fear of pain or death. Remember, matter, how tiny your share of it. Time, how brief and fleeting your allotment of it. Fate, how small a role you play in it. Life is like a play. It's not the length, but the excellence of the acting that matters. The gods have given us the power to bear all things that are within our power. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. Life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. The will to win, the desire to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential. These are the keys that will unlock the door to personal excellence. To accuse others for one's own misfortunes is a sign of want of education. To accuse oneself shows that one's education has begun. To accuse neither oneself nor others shows that one's education is complete. The truth is that nothing that is worth doing can be achieved in our lifetime. Therefore, we must be saved by hope. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. The first rule is to keep an untroubled spirit. The second is to look things in the face and know them for what they are. He who is not a good servant will not be a good master. There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying. To abstain from all improper actions or words or thoughts is the most beautiful and noble task that can be accomplished by human beings. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. The greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today. Friendship is a single soul dwelling in two bodies. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. The mind that is anxious about future events is miserable. The only wealth which you will keep forever is the wealth you have given away. If you wish to be a writer, write. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient, for he that is so wants nothing. The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. We should not moor a ship with one anchor, or our life with one hope. We are not given a short life, but we make it short, and we are not ill-supplied, but wasteful of it. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. We must be the epitome of discipline. We must not let our thoughts stray towards what is inappropriate, nor should our eyes look in the wrong direction, nor must our movements be clumsy and without rhythm, and our voice should not be raised, nor should it be without purpose, so that our words come out in a rush. There is no easy way from the earth to the stars. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. To be everywhere is to be nowhere. Simplicity, patience, compassion. These three are your greatest treasures. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. What need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears. Our life is what our thoughts make it. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately. Thank you for watching Idios Stoic. I wish you a fruitful life.